Hey, everybody. So I'm still soul fasting, right? So y'all like, that she dropping all these videos? Yes, I am. Because this is what God has told me to do. And I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to be obedient. And I'm going to do what he told me to do, right? So I told you guys we're in day one the last time. So we are we're not in any of the days, right? So we're just in the chapters. So I want to fast track through these chapters. I probably will drop another video very soon, but I'm going to get into chapters 2 and 3. I'm going to get into chapters 2 through 4, right? So I'm going to fast track it because I don't want you to really the purpose of this book is to get a deeper understanding. The purpose of these chapters is to get a deeper understanding of what the book is about. So I want to give you that foundation, but I don't want you to be stuck in listening to videos on just a foundation. I want you to see this information as a reason to justify why you should be participating in this fast with me. Okay, so I want to give you these nuggets. Definitely go and get the book by Cindy Trim, The 40-Day Fast. I got mine on Amazon, so it's available. I will probably drop it in the description. It may so that you can see it and you can just get the link, because I think I didn't pay anything. It was less than $20. So it's worth the buy. You know, you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your soul. Oh, get into my nails, y'all. I just got them done. Yes. So but anyway, just being me. Okay, so chapter 2 is 21 grams. That's the name of it, right? So she said today is believed that the average person loses 20 ounces when they die. Okay, so this is the electromagnetic forces that you're losing. Okay, so this is only to the human species. Therefore, we are referring to the human soul. So those grams that you're losing is your soul, right? Because you already know that they're taking out the blood and all of that, but you also lose your soul, and you know that because when you look at a body, you know, most of us have seen a dead body before at a funeral, or, you know, God forbid you were the last person with someone, so you can see the life come out of them, right? So that life weighs about, she says, 2 ounces. Okay, so that's the weight of your soul. Therefore, we're referring to the human soul. We're talking about the measure of the substance that has been scientifically proven. So your soul, there is science that proves that you have a soul. Now, some of these scientists don't believe in Jesus, but they believe that there's a soul. They don't believe in God, but how can you be an atheist and then know that there's a soul? I mean, okay, that's a subject for another matter. But all this to say is your soul matters. That's what she said. Your soul matters, right? So your soul is comprised of your mind, your will, your emotions. Your soul is the seat of your intelligence, your consciousness, and your reasoning. Your soul, it contains within it a physical body that God created from the dust of the earth. The body's created from the earth, and it interacts with it functions with the physical realm. Okay, your soul is the essence of the temporal and eternal aspects of the human existence. The soul gives human beings the ability to discern the divine self, to be self-aware, and to consciously live a life elevated by the kingdom of God while still physically bound on earth. Okay, so only with our soul are we on earth but still connected to the spiritual realm. That's a beautiful description of the soul. I've never heard that before. I love it. Okay, so then we go into chapter 3, which is the soul man. And it's so funny. I don't know if you've read, I'm dating myself, but I don't know if you guys have read. I've seen the book. It was out in the book. The movie came out in the 80s. So she referenced this book called Soul Man. I used to love that movie. So if you watched that movie, drop down in the comments. That used to be I have watched that movie. I probably still know some of the script because I have watched that movie so much. I used to mouth out the words when they were saying it, right? So anyway, so she was saying that the word soul is it means the completion of life, completing life of being, the complete life of being. So your soul of your life, which is the person, being, mind, consciousness, which the breath, the breathing substance of the being, a living being with life and blood, a person, individual seated in appetites, seated of emotions, seats of emotions, seats of appetites, activities of the mind. That's all where the soul comes from. Okay. The soul is a driving force that causes a person to dream. It gives a person the power to imagine a desire. The power to imagine a desired outcome and to determine a completed goal. It provides motivation, willpower, desire, drive, enterprise, passion, resolve, urge, zeal, and accomplishment of an objective. All of that happens because of your soul. I never knew that. The soul gives a person the mental faculties to make decisions, including judgments, discernment, discretion, prudence, discrimination, conviction, belief, faith. So you can be nasty or good based on your soul. Your soul sets humans apart from every aspect, every being in earth. So they're saying that maybe animals don't have souls. So there is something in them that causes them to live, but they don't have the soul. They don't have the connection. I don't know, because they are connected to earth in some kind of way. But I guess they're saying that our souls are different. Okay, the soul gives us a sense of individualism, so that we can distinguish ourselves from other souls, as well as the sense of obligation. So what I hear her saying is that your soul is like your fingerprint. Okay, so each and every one of us have our own unique soul. So that's interesting, right? So the soul is your personality. So you are seeing not only Z but her soul, honey. So all of this is coming from my soul, and I'm so unique, honey. It's no one like me. Yes. So I like how she gets into the book, and so I like that. So chapter 4 is all about living authentically. So we should be living authentically. So the purpose of the 40-day soul fast is not to only bring health and restoration to the soul of the individual, but to also provide a mechanism for every person to learn to live from. Okay. And so we're supposed to be living our authentic selves inside out, right? So then she breaks down authenticity. Okay, so the definition of being authentic. Let me say it that way, because I can't get this word. Okay, the definition of being authentic. Okay, let me say it that way. Okay, so according to that according to the needs of one inner being, rather than the demands of society or one's early conditions. To be authentic is the degree to which one is true to one's own personality, spirit, or character despite the pressures. So no matter what someone says or do, tries to get you to do, you can't be anyone but yourself. You can try to be different, but you are who you are. And so even when she refers to the book, the movie Soul Man, if you've watched the movie,
how may I help you?
I'm sorry. Y'all, please forgive me. I'm leaning on my car. I just stopped somewhere, and yeah, sorry. I stopped somewhere, and I'm still out here in the parking lot. But anyway, so in the movie Soul Man, that's all about authentic, being authentic, honey. Because only in this moment, anyway. And I'm live, because I'm not trying to edit nothing. You just gonna get me raw, and all these edits and mouth all jumbled up and all of that. You finna get all of that. Okay. So the purpose of the soul fast is to help you break free from the soul constraints and pressures. Okay, and to have you held back and kept you from living a more abundant, authentic life. So I like that. And so in reference to the book, so the book Soul Man was all about this white guy who got into Harvard but didn't have the money because his parents cut him off. So him and his friends came up with a plan for him to get a scholarship. So they didn't read the fine print. So he got the scholarship to go to Harvard, but he had to be a black man. So then they had to go on this way, come up with a way for this man to become black. So he got this tanning pills and became black. But then, you know, he learned a lot about what black men face. That was the good part of the book. I mean, the I keep saying book, but the movie is the underlining thing. So he knew all of the superficial garbage that goes with being, you know, a person of color, a black man, or any other person of any other race. But then it was like he learned about the trials and the struggles, the discrimination, and he just within himself, he couldn't keep it. He couldn't keep the scholarship. And so he had fell in love with this black woman who, from the beginning moment he saw her, he thought it was beautiful, and she ended up, I think, tutoring him, and they fell in love, and he didn't even tell her, you know. So that's this pill that he took had totally changed his body. And there's some parts of it that's funny, because she even commented on how, you know, she didn't think, you know, he didn't fit his body. I guess his body wasn't typical of a black man. It's funny, but anyway, but you know, in the end, he gave up his scholarship and gave it to her. And so, you know what? I think I'm just going to get into a little bit about chapter 5, because this is all about the chapters, right? So we got to get into day 1. You will be able, so chapter 5 is called, The Journey. So basically, you all are starting this journey with me, right? So within this journey, you will be able to connect on a deeper level of humanity. You will become an unstoppable force, and you will collect and move forward to a higher, greater good. So you're going to become a better person as a result of doing this fast. Not only is it going to help you, I talk about, if you ever follow any of my videos, I talk about, I'm reading the book, I'm finishing out the book by Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He talks about the inside out. So if you're on a journey to get yourself better, you know, definitely please look at my other videos on the book, because the book is life changing. But he talks a lot about the inside out and those private victories. So this will be a process of the private victory where you're working on yourself. So she's saying by the end of this book, you will be at the end of this 40-day journey, you will be able to manifest public victories where people will see, you know, you will be able to do things and model things that you've never done before. You will be able to cross out your goals, things that you wanted to do. You will have the ability to do them. Me and my prayer group was talking about this, because there is a part of this, I'm trying to see where it was, where they were saying that you are going to start looking a certain way as a result of being on this journey with fasting and praying. And, you know, you're going to see yourself looking different. And don't get caught up in the euphoria of looking different and feeling different, because it's not you that's caused you to look different or feel different. It's the guy in you. Okay. So that's what he was saying. I was trying to see if I could find it, because it was really, really funny, because we were talking about it, how you gonna be looking shiny and new, and you know how, just like with any other fast, you know, you want to make sure that you're not going around telling everybody that you're doing the fast. I'm sharing it with you all, but you know, it's just y'all, it ain't everybody, right? You know, and I'm not telling y'all the details of it. I'm just, you know, you all just see the upper body, so y'all ain't gonna see all the manifestation going on down there, right? But but when you're going on this journey, just know that this is going to be a life awakening journey. This is not about anybody but you and the Lord. So you sharing it with somebody else, you probably can share with them that you're reading the book, but you know, it's all about you growing. So she talks about the different weeks and what you're going to get. So the way she's reading it, I'm just going to go to the book. So week 1 is about the power of 40, enlarging your capacity. Week 2 is the purpose of the fast and the leadership challenge. So hey, for all of you all that's trying to go up all the way up, you better get to week 2. Follow me on week 2. Week 3 is the nature of the soul, the essence of who you are. Week 4 is the properties of thought. You are what you think. I love that. Week 5 is the importance of identity, becoming a mastermind of the mind. So I'm all about identity, and we were reading the book Think and Grow Rich, and it talked a lot about identity and how figuring out who you are. Even with the book I read, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I did, so follow me on those book journeys. We talked about yourself, and even with the book The 7 Habits, he talked about the different sides of self, the centeredness, right? So when your centeredness, that's all about identity. So if you're a self-centered person, if you're a church-centered person, where do you find your identity? Are you a possession relation-centered person, if you are a spouse-centered person, all of that, right? So week 6 is about the power of words. I love that. I'm here for that. Healing the hole in your soul. You know, when you say all this nasty stuff, I just read a text. Somebody just said something very, very nasty to somebody that I love. And it's just like, and as I'm reading, I'm thinking, what is wrong with you? Something is going on with your soul. Something's going on with the essence of who you are to just say something nasty to someone. You know, what is going on with you? This person, anyway. Okay, the power of doing, God's choice, God's chosen fast. So the power of doing, you doing something, you know, and sealing the healing. Yes, the cleansing power of love. I love it. I'm here for it. So that is chapter 5. I just covered what, 2 through 5. Honey, you better get it in these 15 minutes. Please join me on this journey. I'm so excited. I start day 1. I've been already starting a little bit of fasting, but you know, I'm starting day 1 next week, and I'm going hard. I'm trying to just do something different. I ain't trying to be the same Z from 2017. You know, all that residue from 2013. I need to get that off. I ain't about to tell that story, but I got to get all that off. If you know me personally, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm trying to get all of that off, you know, all of the loss that I had and all of those things. And, you know, sometimes when you've dealt with major things in your life, you know, it causes, it impacts, it weighs on your soul, it weighs on who you are. And you can't, you know, you move on from loss, but, you know, it doesn't have to hold on to your soul, you know. So, you know, because asking from the mind is pressing with the Lord, right? So, you know, you want to, you know, not be weighed heavy by loss. You want to be not weighed heavy by trauma. You want to, because trauma and things that happen, God allows it to happen because he says that, you know, the just and the unjust will go through things, right? So we want to make sure that even though we go through things, they don't weigh on our soul. So 16 minutes in, almost 17 minutes in, I want to thank you all for listening. Please get this book. Please join me. Please discuss, you know, give me feedback. I don't need to hear about your comments on my grammar, okay, or my reading. You know, I already know. I know my mouth and all of that. But if you got some positive things to say, I definitely want to, you know, read it, and I will comment on it. But if you're here for the jokes, I'm here for the jokes. Yeah, let's jokey joke. You know, I love to laugh. So, hopefully, you know, you will like this, subscribe to what I'm doing. I'm all about leadership and helping people move from where they are to where they're going, because that's what I'm doing. So, you know, basically everything I'm reading it for me, and you guys are just on the journey with me. So I want to thank you for following me on my journey to be a better person, to be who God has called me to be, and love you for it. You all have an amazing day. Let's get it. 40 days. Let's go.